If you are sending a high school kid back to school this fall, please listen. Most schools put on what is called their college funding night or their financial aid night or how to prepare for college applications night, whatever it might be. And I want you to go to this thing. Now, what I want you to understand is that it's impossible to know who's going to put this on. It might be the college counseling office. It might be the guidance counselor's office. We don't know. It might be somebody from the outside who does financial planning and is ready to sell you products. It could be anything. What I want you to be warned about is that it is most likely going to be like drinking from a fire hose. You're going to hear a lot of information. It's going to be highly educational. And I don't want you to leave there in a cold sweat or a panic. So here's what I want you to do. First of all, I want you to know it's going to be like drinking from a fire hose. The second thing I want you to know is that they are not going to tell you what to do with this information or how to adjust your particular financial situation to accommodate any of this information. Don't freak out about that. Get the education so that you know what's coming your way. Then I want you to go and get your student aid index number. This used to be what's called the expected family contribution or EFC. Now it's called the SAI. And I want you to go get that so that you have it when you arrive. I will give you the link to the place that I think is best to get this estimated, and it's studentaid.gov, and you can have that number with you when you go. So that's an important thing to do. And by the way, by getting that done, you will have more or less been through the questions that show up on that free application for federal student aid, or what's called the FAFSA. So you'll have now some sense of the language and what to expect when you get there. Then what I want you to do is contemplate these two questions. The first one is, what am I able to afford for college? Now you can take into account your assets and your 529 plans, whatever that is, but I want you to think about, what can I afford to pay for college? The second thing I want you to contemplate, which is very different than what can I afford, is what am I willing to pay? Because you can borrow money, you can ask family members to contribute, whatever you're willing to do, what am I willing to pay? It might also be that you can afford to pay a whole lot, but you're not willing to pay a whole lot. And it's important to get clear about those two questions and the distinction between the two. And then go to the college aid night, funding night, college application night, whatever they're going to call it, with this information at your fingertips and in your brain already, so that when you show up, it's not quite so overwhelming. And just know that when you leave there, you're not going to have a whole lot of answers, but you will have a whole lot more knowledge. Have fun. I'm Jessica Lanning. Lanning does planning.